All right, brothers and sisters, welcome back to the channel, to the Wisdom, Knowledge, and Understanding channel. I'm your host, Brother Hoover. Today we will be continuing on with Job 3, 1 through 26. And this is the series reading the Bible in chronological order. I have already did Genesis. If you have not checked it out, go check out Genesis. And then come on back and join me through the rest of Job. And before we go any further, all praise to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and of Jacob. And like I said, brothers and sisters, welcome for joining me again. And you taking your time out to spend it with me a little bit here. And I'm just reading the Bible, as it is written. I'm using the King James version of the Bible. The Bible that I like to use is the original African Heritage Study Bible, the King James version. It's a good Bible. It helps break down some sections and throughout the whole Bible. It gives you an explanation and definition of words and locations and things like that. And I'm also using the eSword app on my computer, which is also an excellent app. And in the description of the channel, Wisdom, Knowledge, and Understanding, you will find links in the description where you can also go find study classes, study lessons, Q&A questions and answers, which are excellent. And those tools will help you in your quest to become closer to the Most High, become closer to God, to get a better understanding of who you're dealing with and what you should be doing while you're here, and who you should fear. You should not fear Satan, as we have found out, and I hope you have found out and did some research on your own, that Satan has no power. He has no power here. Everything he does, he has to get permission to do. All right, so we're going to continue on. We're going to go into Job 3. In our reading of the Bible in chronological order. Please like and subscribe to the channel. So let me pull up everything here, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. And like I say, and I highlighted certain areas of the Bible as we read through them that I want to, just point out a few things that have helped me come to a better understanding of what I was reading. But like I always tell everyone, do not just go by what I'm saying. Do not just go by what you're hearing from your preachers or the Sunday church goers and things like that. Ask God for understanding for yourself, and look some of these things up. Do some research. Do some research. When you start doing some research and in your questions that you have, that you ask God to give you clarity on, to give you some discernment on, and He start answering those questions for you, showing you what they are. I got kind of excited myself, and I wanted to find out more. And that was about 10 years ago, right? And I know as people who have been in this word and this truth for a long, long time, and they still are learning things, been 40, 50, 60 years, and they still learning new things as they read the Bible. That's what it's all about. He give you understanding at the level that you need understanding for yourself. All right, anyway, Job 3 and 1. In Job 2, let me go back. In Job 2, Job's 3 friends showed up. They didn't say anything for 7 days, 7 nights. But at the same time, Job's wife is telling him to curse God and die. And Satan has been given permission to now not only take everything that he had, riches, livestock, and land, and things like that, and servants, but now he has been Satan has now been given permission to actually touch Job, his body, his flesh, his bones, but he can't kill him. So that's where we're at now. Job 3 and 1. After this, opened Job his mouth and cursed his day. And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man-child conceived. So basically he's saying, kind of wish he wasn't born. Curse the day he was born. Verse 4, let the day be darkness. Let not God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined into the days of the year. Let it not come into the number of the months. Verse 7, lo, let that night be solitary. Let no joyful voice come therein. Let them curse it that curse the day, who are ready to raise up their mourning. Let the stars of the twilight thereof be dark. Let it look for light, but have none. Neither let it see the dawning of the day. Verse 10. Let me scroll up a little bit here. Verse 10. Because it shut not up the doors of my mother's womb, nor hid sorrow from my eyes. Why did I not from the womb? Why died I not from the womb? So he's saying, why didn't I die, when I was born? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly, the breath of life? Why he didn't give up the breath of life when he came out of the womb? Why he didn't die right there? Because of what he's going through now. Why did the knees prevent me? Or why the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept. Then had I been at rest. Slept, died, at rest. With kings and counselors of the earth. So why didn't I would have died and slept with the kings and counselors of the earth, which built desolate places for themselves, or with princes that had gold, who filled their houses with silver, or as a hidden untimely birth, I had not been, as infants which never saw the light. Well, it's getting pretty deep, ain't it? Now, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. So once you die, you don't know anything. You're not hearing anything. You don't know anything of what's going on in the world. You're asleep. You're dead. You're at rest. All right? You sleep. You're dead. You're at rest. And like I pointed out in Genesis, when we made it through the whole book of Genesis, nowhere in the book of Genesis, that's the beginning, that's the foundation, did he say anyone went to heaven. I mean, you had some people die in Genesis, from Adam to Abraham, all the way down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You had some people die that, they walked with God. But he didn't say that they went to heaven. He said they slept. They were buried in sepulchres. They were buried. Well, I can't get that word out today. So they didn't say he died and went to heaven. It said they died and were buried. All right, just keep that in mind. Back to it. Job 3:17. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest. There the prisoners rest together. They hear not the voice of the oppressor. So you don't hear anything when you're dead. The small and the great, so rich and poor, big men, small men, stature, non-stature, whoever it may be, the small and great are there, and the servant is free from his master. So, the servant don't hear his master. No one hears anything when you're dead, when you're asleep in the grave. That's what it is. You're asleep until the Lord's return. I might hear my son out there going hard at basketball right now. Verse 20. Wherefore is light given to him that is in misery, and life unto the bitter in soul, which long for death, but it cometh not, and dig for it more than hid treasures. which rejoice exceedingly and are glad when they can find the grave. Why is the light given to a man whose way is hid, and whom God had hedged in? For my signing cometh before I eat, and my roarings are poured out like the waters. For the thing which I greatly feared is come upon me, and that which I was afraid is come unto me. So the thing he was greatly feared has come upon him. He lost everything. Not everything, but his children. That in Job 1, he made sacrifices for. He did things like that just in case they sinned. While they was doing whatever they was doing. So that great fear has come upon him. I was not in safety, verse 26, I was not in safety, neither had I rest, neither was I quiet, yet trouble came. So that's Genesis 3. And like I say, sometimes it's just reading. Sometimes it's just reading, and it's not a lot that I'm going to point out. But I pray that you ask God for further understanding. Like I say, you don't hear anything when you're dead. He just pointed that out. You don't hear anything when you're dead. They had that understanding even back then. For whatever reason, it got lost somewhere along the line. And, look, I'm not down in anyone for their mourning. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that there's certain things, traditions that we do that we should not be doing because they're frowned upon from God. He didn't ask us to do those things. And like even with our kids think they are so smarter than us. Like we think we're smarter than God. Our kids think we don't know anything. And we as a people think God don't know anything. Like he made a mistake. Like, no, he didn't mean it like that and things like that. I have heard people say that, well, no, he didn't mean it literal like that. He didn't mean it like that. Well, how you know? What he mean it like? Why he just tell you and nobody else? But the traditions of men have spread this falsehood that, they can take one verse and run with that verse and make it into a whole sermon, but that's not what that verse means. I'm just saying, brothers and sisters, pray for understanding. Ask God for understanding. Pray to him for understanding of what is written, of what you are reading. And seeing with your own eyes. He has given each one of us understanding, the ability to understand. But pride, I'm going to keep saying it, pride is a killer. And it's going to continue to kill as long as we let pride in our lives and we move off emotions. All right, so brothers and sisters, thank you once again for spending your time with me. I pray that you ask for understanding, or I pray that you pray for understanding from God to give you answers. Time is running out. Like I say, we are in the series reading the Bible in chronological order. Like I said, it's just something that has helped me over the years. We have just finished Job 3 and 1 through 26. And like I said, thank you for spending your time with me on Wisdom, Knowledge, and Understanding channel. I'm your host, Brother Hoover, and please like and subscribe to the channel. Any questions, just leave them in the comments. Great links in the description of the channel. Great links in that description. Go check them out. Go check them out. I pray that you come back and join me for Job 4 as we keep going. With just reading God's word. I pray for your safety and to stay safe, brothers and sisters. In Jesus' name.